Jake Skin of the Boxed In podcast, delighted to be joined here by Curtis Woodhouse. Curtis, it's my first time in this gym, and I must say I've very much enjoyed it. The environment is just a really good place to be. What's that about? How's that come about, that environment?
I always think a big part of coaching, I say this all the time, and I don't want to be doing myself out of a job. But as coaches, we're not superheroes. There's only so much you can teach a fighter. I think the main thing we can do is set the environment for excellence. And being around sports people since I was 60, I'm 46, so I've been in professional sport for 30 years. So I'd like to think I've got a bit of an idea of how to create winning cultures. And it's not always about the coach. I sometimes think the coaches get way too much credit and also way too much criticism. I think the main thing we can do as coaches is set an environment, and the lads to a certain degree will bring themselves on just by being surrounded by excellence. So that's what I try and create.
We have a big show in Hull this Saturday. Harry Powell fighting for the Commonwealth vacant international title. How good is it to have boxing back in Hull? Obviously, we had that first show. You kind of now continuing that, and just doing exactly what you said you were going to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time, and I always say this, and it's not always about a prop to myself, but me being the only British champion from East Yorkshire is a crime on all of us that are involved in boxing in the area. The amount of talent that we've had come through the area, and no one's been able to win a British title, is unbelievable. Hull's never had one. You go 30 minutes up the road to Doncaster, they've had British champion after British champion. You go another 20 minutes up the road to Sheffield, again loads. You go 30 minutes the other way to Leeds, British champ, loads of them. And then we're stuck here and we haven't had a single British champion. So when I first decided I was going to come into management and promoting, my aim was to make sure that this next batch of fighters coming through get every opportunity. Now, can they win a British title? Can they be good enough to get to that level? Who knows? But we're definitely going to find out because they're going to be given opportunities. Before we started promoting in Hull, there was nothing happening. There's nothing happening before us. There's been nothing happening since. So we're here to promote the big shows, to promote the big nights. Like I said, Harry Powell is the first Hull fighter to box for a title in Hull since Luke Campbell boxed Tommy Coyle. Now that is an unbelievable statistic. That was 11 years ago. So in that 11-year period, there's been lots of good fighters that have never been given opportunities. So we're here to make sure that no one's waiting another 11 years. Harry Powell's going to be the first. We've got another show lined up in September. Then we go again in November. And then for 2027, we've got a packed fixture list. So the opportunities are going to be plenty for all of our lads. When the bell rings, they've got to do their bit as well, but we're certainly doing our bit behind the scenes.
Do you find it funny in a way that you're here in Tommy Coyle's gym? You speak there about that, and obviously in his gym, Harry Powell training here. Is it kind of funny that that's how the legacy is continuing?
Yeah, and that's the beauty of boxing, isn't it? Like I said, when I was fighting, I was a weight category above Tommy, and we flirted with each other fighting for a long time. It was a fight that nearly happened a few times, and we didn't always see eye to eye, but once you're retiring, the ego goes a little bit. Me and Tommy speak quite regularly now, and like I said, he lets us use his gym. Fantastic facility. He's got the amateur side of this. We've got Corbin Beecher as well, who's turning pro, just waiting to get his medicals done. He'll be the first person to come through the Tommy Coyle academy that's going to turn professional. So really exciting for Tommy as well to see now his own fighters start coming through to the pro ranks. So this is a part of, we can only do what we can do if we get given the fighters that are willing to kind of push on, and Corbin's going to be the first one from the Tommy Coyle Academy, so that's great. There's a lot of good amateur clubs in Hull, but like I said, they've just never produced good professional fighters, and I think a big part of that reason is they've never had the opportunities, so we're here to change that.
Speaking about opportunities for Hull fighters, previously mentioned the British title. Lewis Sylvester, I know he's someone that very much wants that. That is his kind of end goal in this sport. Obviously, unfortunately, the fight with Maxie Hughes didn't happen. What's now the kind of plan for Lewis?
First of all, devastated for Lewis. A great opportunity for him. Maxie's a great guy as well. I've known Maxie I've probably sparred 1,000 rounds with Maxie. So somebody I know really well, so I was gutted to see that fight fall through for both of the lads. What's next for Lewis? We're hoping, like I said, we're out again in September. We're hoping to get him a good fight in September. I think, first of all, he's got to mentally and emotionally get over him being pulled from the show a couple of weeks ago. I think he's still a bit down about that, but he'll soon get back to his feet, and once he does, it's our job to deliver an opportunity for him in September that he can get his teeth stuck into. Lewis is 2 wins away from fighting for the British title, so we've got to make sure that that we make it happen. If he don't get another crack at the British title at super featherweight, I feel we've all failed a little bit. So, Lewis has got to do his bit. He's got to get his head out of his ass and get over the fight falling through. But once he does, we'll be there to hopefully give him an opportunity in September that can take him that step closer to that British title at super featherweight. Like I said, he's boxed it at lightweight. He's not a lightweight. The fight with Max Hughes is at lightweight as well, but he's not a lightweight. But the opportunity came at lightweight. We want to make sure he gets the opportunity. He's right weight in his home city, and let's give him every chance of winning that British title.
Going back to the card on May 30th, just a bit of a preview from yourself. We know Adrian King's on the card, we know Harry Powell, but who else can the fans expect to see, and why should they be watching?
Well, we try to pride ourselves on having every top talent in the area on, and we have, this batch of kids that we've got coming on let's say the undercard of Harry Powell. They're all going to be in title fights in 2027. I think Ryan Gibbons is 6-0 now. We've got Nathan Forrest obviously coming down from the Northeast, who's 12-0. I've arranged a huge title fight for him. That's going to be up in the Northeast also. It's another run out for him. And again, Nathan's going to be making lightweight for this fight. He's not made it in a while, so it gets him in the lightweight rankings. And then we've secured a massive opportunity for Nathan. So I'm really excited about him. We've got Jordan Porter-Barker, again, our first lady. Our first signing as a female, really excited for her. And again, got a massive fight lined up for Jordan as well. She's been great to work with. Really fun, really good value. Sold a load of tickets as well. So really looking forward to getting her up and running. It'll be my first fight with her as a manager. We've got Sharon Desi, the only Punjabi professional in the United Kingdom. So I'm really looking forward to her as well. She's got a great walkout. So I'm looking forward to that. We've got a lot of top talent on the show. And like I said, we pride ourselves and I say we work with anybody. We've not been around long enough yet to make loads of enemies, so we're not working with him. We'll work with anybody. If you're good and you're from the area or you're signed with us, we'll get you on the shows and we're willing to work and develop and help. We've got the wild child as well, Ellis Price, Dave Caldwell's fight, and I know Dave's really excited about Ellis. Speaks very, very highly of him, so I'm looking forward to seeing him in the flesh. Reese Mould as well. We got him on at the last minute. So Reese has been out a bit and he's had a few fights himself fall through. So reached out to the teams and said, listen, we've got an opportunity, we've got a slot, do you fancy it? They were on straight away. So it's good that these top level fighters are kind of trusting us to be able to help, get them back on track, guide their careers, whatever it is. We're here to put some great nights on. And like I said, we're not precious about work. We won't work with them, we'll work with anyone. Like I said, if you're talented and you want to be on the shows, we're here.
How do you balance all that? You list there that like a promoter you are. You're a promoter there listing the fighters off, why they matter. You've just been in the ring training there, almost in a workout yourself on the pads, managing, taking a phone call. How on earth do you balance all that?
Yeah, I must admit it is hard. It's not easy at all to be a promoter, a manager, and a trainer all rolled into one. I actually got asked if I'd commentate on the show as well by Mitch. I said, Mitch, give me a break. Do you know what I mean? He said, it'd be the first person that's ever done it, commentated, managed, and done it all. And I was like, get lost, go and get somebody else. So yeah, I draw the line at that. But it is a lot of work. I must admit, I'm in this gym, way more than what I'd like to be. I've got my own family and my own, responsibilities away from this. But on top of all of that, I also love what I'm doing. I love guiding these kids and giving them opportunities to excel, because it wasn't that long ago I was very fortunate that I had a team around me that gave me opportunities, and I'll just see it as a way of giving back.
You spoke about Ryan Gibbons on the card. I believe Harry Edge comes on the card as well. That's a fight that you kind of teased. Is that a fight you'd like to promote?
100%. I want to make that fight next for September. I've made no bonds about it. I want to make it hopefully for an area title in September. They've got a bit of history, to say the least. I don't think they're fond of each other. They live 5 minutes away from each other. With my promoter's hat on, I'm like, let's get it on. With my manager's hat on as well, I manage Ryan Gibbons. I don't have anything to do with Harry. Obviously, he's just a friend of the shows, and I'm a friend of his manager, Niall Armand, as well. So we all know each other. With my manager's hat on, I spoke to Ryan's team yesterday. I said, "This is a great fight. You know, it's a great fight that I'm not. I don't want to be dissing Harry Edgecombe. I like Harry's a great kid. It's a fight we fancy winning. It's an opportunity that'll put us high up the bill in a title fight. It's a local derby. Me personally, I think it's a perfect fight for Ryan with my promoter's hat on and my manager's hat on. So we'll see what happens with that one. I know Harry Edgecombe's team have said yes straight away. Sign me up. They want the fight. So we'll sit down with Ryan after this fight, get everything on the table, work out the P's and the Q's and how much everyone's getting paid and try and make it work for everybody. But like I said, me personally as Ryan's manager, I don't promote Ryan, I'm just his manager. I think it's the best fight out there for him.
Going on to Hull in general with sport, obviously we've seen them just being promoted to the Premier League. How good is it to kind of have that buzz around sport at the moment within the area of Hull?
Amazing. Again, like I said, we get overlooked so much. There's so much talent comes from this area. And now Hull being in the Premier League, it shines a spotlight back on the area, which is great for all of us. The one downside of Hull getting promoted is Louis Coyle had bought a table for the show. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to come now. He's probably going to be in Vegas or somewhere like that. So if you're watching this, Louis, we still want a table out here, and hopefully we can get him down to the show. I know Louis is a big boxing fan, obviously Tommy Coyle's brother, and all the family are like, I don't know what's in their genes or genetics, but they're all very, very talented family. So yeah, it's great for the city, and Louis being the captain of Hull City as well. It's brilliant for everybody. We can all piggyback off the back of Hull City getting in the Premier League. I don't follow rugby league too much, but I know Hull KR again are flying. I think they become world champions not long ago, and I think they're in a cup final the same day that our show's on as well. So the whole city's buzzing, you know, and it's our job to make sure that we help each other, you know, piggyback off each other. When they're doing great, we piggyback. If we then produce a British champion, they can then piggyback off our successes. Whatever it is, we've got to stick together because, like I said, Matchroom came here 11 years ago and they haven't been back since. It took an Olympic gold medalist in Luke Campbell to get TV over here. That's how much they didn't want to come. It took an Olympic gold medalist, and through that, gave me an opportunity to fight for the British title because then big shows then came to Hull. Darren Hamilton was signed with Matchroom. So they were looking for an easy defence for Darren Hamilton for someone local. So I get the call. If Matchroom don't come to Hull, there's no way I get to fight for the British title. So just TV being here is great for us all. We've just got to make sure we all do our bit as fighters, as sports clubs, and just keep getting behind it. We sold more tickets for this one than what we did for the last show. So we're showing that progress. September we expect to be. We've got some massive fights to announce for the September one. And we just want to keep building and building and building. And like I said, you know, with Hull City just getting promoted, it's brilliant for us all.
You speak about, you know, piggybacking on each other. How, as a promoter, as a manager, how do you capitalise on that?
Well, I think it's just how the spotlight gets shone on the area. You know, I think that's a great. I just had an idea already in my head about Harry Powell's a big Leeds United fan. Ted Jackson's a big Hull City fan. So there'll be a time when Leeds play Hull City at Hull. It'd be great to maybe do like a head-to-head between former, let's say Liam Cooper, a good friend of mine, the former Leeds United captain, could do a head-to-head with Ian Ashby, again another friend of mine, a former Hull City captain. Them two could do a head. We could do a sit-down interview with them two and with Harry Powell and Ted Jackson. Obviously, them two are not going to fight each other. Them two are really good mates. But we could get all together and bounce it around and maybe get the two managers involved at Hull City and Leeds United and just really create a nice, friendly banter atmosphere. You know, we can piggyback off. There's loads of things we can do, and with Hull City being in the Premier League, everything just the spotlight just shines that little bit brighter because it's the Premier League.
The spotlight will certainly be shining on Saturday, on May 30th, down on that ring. You certainly did do. What can the fans expect on Saturday night from the show? Excitement.
There's some good matchups. You know, top of the bill's a cracker. This kid who's coming over from Nigeria can really have a fight. If Harry's not on it, he'll be getting turned over. And that's how I like to match my kids. You know, if you're not on it, you're going to get beat. If you're on it, you know, if Harry turns up and delivers the Harry Powell that we see in sparring, he'll win. And I say this, Harry can knock out any middleweight in the world. He's got world-class power in his right hand. He's got dynamite in his right hand. But it's going to have to be switched on. and I want a performance from the big man, Adrian. Didn't perform too well last time out in Germany. He got cut early on, which kind of, disorientated him a little bit. So I said to him, listen, no pressure, but there's pressure. Yeah. This is the game. Go out and perform. So I'm wanting top performances from the lads. I'm looking forward to seeing the girls as well. Sharon and Jordan, really looking forward to seeing them two shine, and got some title fights lined up for Jordan. Listen, we can do everything we can do. We can take the horse to water. The lads have then got to go and drink. We've done everything we can. We've done our bit. Like I said, I don't want to put too much pressure on the lads, but they've got to do theirs as well.
Curtis Woodhouse, thanks so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Appreciate that.